guys, and welcome back to Card Capital. I'm your host, Super Genji88, and I'm here with John the Butler. We're going to be doing a deck profile, kind of a Team 2XC chronicle, if you will, of his new Arboros Dragon Sephiroth deck. John, you want to go ahead and get us started?
Sure. I'm going to start with the main starting Vanguard, which is going to be Arboros Dragon Reptune. What he does is basically when you ride the Grade 1, you get to search the top 7 cards of your deck looking for the Grade 2 and the Grade 3. If you don't get him, you pull him back and you can use him as a rear guard. So then we'll go into
So you'd say he uses the pull-out method?
Yes. So then I'll go over here to do the rest of the zeros. We have 4 heal. I run 5 draw, 7 crit. Some people run 4 and 8. I feel this deck just needs that little extra draw, even though I do run a hit 1, but it's my personal preference. Then grade 1s, run 4 of Branch, Arboros Dragon Branch. When he has the grade 2 right on top of him, you get to clone a copy of a card that's on the field. So a lot of people like to play Corla Dragon, the other grade 1, because you get to get that extra boost and it helps with the effect later for the main Vanguard, and I'll get to that. Then I run 2 Caramel Popcorn. This is a pretty standard card for most of the Vanguard series. Counterblast 1, give 1,000, making it an 8,000k booster, which is really nice in this deck because if you do have 2 of them both on the field, Arboros effects will kick in a little bit later. I'll get to that. Then 4 Corla Dragon, and then 4 Perfect Guard, which again I feel this deck needs it because it can be very aggressive, but at the same point needs to be very defensive as well. Grade 2 lineup, we run 4 of Arboros Dragon Timber. When the grade 3 rides over him, you again can clone a rear guard that's on the field. So again, you can then make another copy of Corla Dragon, or possibly another grade 2, or something on those lines.
Definitely not Caramel Popcorn though, because you only run 2.
I only run 2, yes. So he's more like my alternative if I can't get the ride chain off or something. Then I run 4 Iris Knights, classic 10k vanilla, and then I run 3 Glass Beads Dragon. Some people will run the new Rainbow Wood. You can do whichever one. It's the same card,
and that's
just
because
different artwork.
You don't have a lot of counterblast in the deck.
Exactly. You actually don't have a lot of counterblast in this deck other than Popcorn and
Trailing
Rose and Glass Beads. And these guys are 1, he is 2. So you really can make this deck work very effectively getting him to hit. Some people go they should run 4 of this and rather than this. Only problem is that I don't like, say when Arboros' effect, the main Vanguard's effect in, I guess I'll touch on that now. His effect is when he's in the field and there's 4 more damage, his limit break allows you to give 3,000, or ability to allow 3,000 to the same cards on the field. So basically if you have 2 Maid of the Trailing Roses, they each get additional 3,000. If you have 2 Iris Knights, they come 13,000. If you have Glass Beads Dragon, it becomes 12,000.
And the best part,
and then when you have Corla Dragon, he has 3,000 plus, makes an 11k booster, which I don't think any other deck can do that. I can't think anyone becomes a booster. There's other cards that give effects, but the one reason again why I run Iris Knight over Glass Beads 4 to 3, because when he gets the boost, if there's 2 more of him, he becomes 13. He can hit the cross rides. He becomes 12. He can only hit MLB or lower.
Well, with him behind him, he
can hit behind him, yes,
23.
But again, that's perfect rows, which can happen.
24, 25.
Exactly. I mean, you're talking 25k rear guards. I mean, these are huge numbers that your opponent has to drop 15 or more sometimes. So if they got a 10k Vanguard, you're basically beating them to death with just pure power. Then that brings me to the grade 3 lineup. We'll go back to Arboros Dragon Sephiroth. Run 4 of him because he's the guy you want on the Vanguard. Even playing him on the rear guard when the limit break happens makes him a 14 when he's on the Vanguard. It makes his rear guards 13s. Again, able to hit Vanguard or cross-ride Vanguards, and also to be able just to be very effective boost with maybe this Corla, making it a 14 or a 24. And then 4 Maiden of the Trailing Rose. I feel this is the best Vanguard for Neo Nectars if you can't ride him, just because of how great his Counterblast can be. Counterblast 1, discard a copy of itself, doing the Persona Blast, allowing you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and able to draw 2 cards from there and put them on the rear guard. What's great about that is, say you do get an Arboros in maybe your drive check or something, you can set up, again, perfect columns with her of something you already have, or trying to get, again, a card that you have multiples of on the field, and then riding the second turn, your next turn. So it sets up plays nicely, but overall, this is the one you want on the Vanguard. This is a great rear card because this is the only one that can become a 14k rear guard, plus Corla Dragon, making it a 25k column before a trigger if you get one. If you get a trigger, you're at 30. And that's it. That's my deck. Right, yesterday Jason used this deck in our tournament. I believe he took 3rd place.
Yep.
Technically, he got to the top 4 and did very well with it.
Went 3-1.
3-1. I mean, impressive numbers for a deck that doesn't have a cross ride. So let us know what you think, and open to some suggestions. But I feel a lot of decks are going to be like this. So now it's just let's get it to win.
Alright guys, leave your comments down below, and thanks for watching.